mở đầu nha bà con.
Thank you to Tuong. Thank you for that music. All right, thank you everyone for being here today. We're going to start off here. First, we want to start, as always, with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you can rise, if you can stand, please do so, and we will begin. Ready? Begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. So, my name is Paul Eakins. I'm with the City Manager's Office, and I'm happy to be here today to MC this event. This is a great turnout. Thank you all so much for being here today. Before we begin the program, we just want to acknowledge some of the folks who are here today. So we have with us from our City Council, we have Mayor Pro Tem David Peñalosa. There's my right. Councilmember Tai Viet Pham. Councilmember Benjamin Vasquez. Councilmember Jesse Lopez. Councilmember Phil Becerra. And Councilmember Jonathan Ryan Hernandez. We also have with us today our City Manager, Alvaro Nunez. We have our City Clerk, Jennifer Hall. We have our Assistant City Manager, Min Tai. And we have our Deputy City Manager, Sylvia Vasquez. And we also have with us today Rudy Rosas, our Executive Director of Public Works. And also today, I just want to acknowledge any Santa Ana other elected officials representing Santa Ana or other cities. I know we have some other visitors from other cities here. If you want to raise your hand or stand and be recognized, thank you for your service. Thank you for being here today. And we also have members of our City of Santa Ana boards and commissions. If you are here, please be recognized, and thank you again for your service. Let's give them a round of applause. So with that, I'd like to invite our Mayor Pro Tem David Peñalosa to speak.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
Good morning.
I like that. Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
Good!
My name's David Peñalosa. I proudly serve as the Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Santa Ana. Happy to be here. And today we're here gathering to unveil a memorial monument that honors a chapter of Santa Ana's very, very dark history that should never be forgotten and should have never happened in the first place. The Santa Ana Chinatown Memorial recognizes the contributions of the Chinese American community to the early development of our city and acknowledges the injustices that they endured almost exactly 120 years ago. On May 25th, 1906, the city burned down Chinatown, right here behind me on 3rd Street between Bush and Main. Now let me say that again. The city of Santa Ana, at the time, the Board of Trustees, which later became the Santa Ana City Council, directed the fire marshal to burn down this community. In its place, they built a new city hall, which still stands there today. In 2022, the City Council, made up of my colleagues and myself, formally took the formal steps to apologize for the discriminatory actions, and the city began planning this memorial to acknowledge this dark moment in Santa Ana's history. I want to thank the Asian American Senior Citizen Service Center, I know they're here today, for their collaboration on this project and today's unveiling ceremony. thank you to one of our planning commissioners who's here today and longtime Santa Ana resident and advocate, Mr. Alan Wu, for his advocacy for this memorial and for him bringing this awareness to the city and not letting this community be forgotten. So, Alan, we'd like to present you with a certificate of recognition. If you could please join me up here. And then my colleagues want to join me as well. Present you with this.
Thank you.
As we approach our nation's 250th anniversary of becoming a nation, we cannot help but note that we played a part in the building of this nation since the founding of this country. But it's been a hard road. We were invited to work, and we worked hard to build this nation. The early first wave is why we're celebrating. We're not celebrating burning of Chinatown, which was a racist act. We're celebrating the fact that we survived it and we grew.
Amen.
And among us is the Lau family, one of the first businesses to come back to Santa Ana, and they built the Santa Ana market. And they have served this community in a very nice way in terms of making relationship with a larger population of Mexican Americans. And together, we built the city. And we will continue building this city. Because this is a city that's made up of such diversity and people who care. If you leave out the politics, we love this city. We have the most beautiful parks. We have the most beautiful services. And we're safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Wu, for your years and years of advocacy. Again, we can't thank you enough. This monument will both educate Santa Ana residents about the history of Chinatown and serve as a symbol of dignity, recognition, and reconciliation. It ensures future generations understands the resilience of the Chinese American community and the importance of facing our past and stand against discrimination in all its forms. And does that not resonate today in 2026? I mean, think about that. Over 120 years later, and many communities across this country and the city are still facing the injustices and discrimination that the Chinese American community faced 120 years ago. The Chinese American residents of Santa Ana contributed greatly to the growth of this city. And today we honor their resilience and legacy. In Santa Ana and throughout Orange County, Chinese workers built most of the irrigation canals, drained swamps, cultivated the agricultural industry, and built railroad infrastructure in the late 1800s that still lies within our city today. Santa Ana's Chinatown once included lodging, drugstores, shops, 2 Chinese wash houses, and a vegetable garden and barn. It was a full-blown community full of life, culture, and music. It was a community. At its height, Chinatown was home to 800 residents. When the city unjustly burned down Chinatown, this act of racism and discrimination displaced Chinese residents and merchants, disrupting one of Santa Ana's growing communities. Today, we recognize the contributions and legacy of Santa Ana's early Chinese American community. With this memorial, we ensure that they will never, ever be forgotten. Thank you, everybody. Now, I'd like to, if you can all please join me in welcoming my colleague, who also helped in the advocacy for this, Councilwoman Tybee Fan. Ward 1, everybody. Who's here for Ward 1? I know Jazzy is.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I got some speaking points, but as they know, I always go off the script. As an Asian American elected official and the first Asian woman elected in the city of Santa Ana, a refugee myself, this moment is deeply meaningful. The story of Santa Ana's Chinatown reminds us that communities of color, that Asian Americans, and specifically Chinese Americans, have long contributed to the growth of our city and our nation while facing exclusion and injustice. This memorial is more than a plaque. It's a promise that these stories will not be erased. And while some of us may think that this is history, and that we're trying to bring back and remember the history, the exclusion of Asian Americans and Chinese Americans today is something that continues. We remember anti-Asian hate during COVID. We remember the current case at the Supreme Court to remove birthright citizenship. The case of United States versus Wong, I want to make sure it's correct, Wong Kim Ark in 1898 ensured that Chinese Americans could be born as naturalized citizens. We are fighting for the rights of immigrants today. And not only is the anniversary of this Chinatown burning and this memorial just a couple days away, our commemoration is taking place in May, which is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Because we're here to remember not only the contributions of the last 200 years, 100 years, but also today. So during AAPI month, I want us to all celebrate the generations of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders whose sacrifices, resilience, and cultural contributions help shape Santa Ana, our county, and our country. The Santa Ana Chinatown Memorial is a symbol of that enduring legacy, of that continued fight, and that grit of constantly rebuilding, and constantly striving, and constantly overcoming. We honor the strength, perseverance, and community spirit of those who came before us. And with that, I would like to invite up one of our greatest advocates, Jeffrey Wu, President of the Asian American Senior Citizen Service Center.
Facebook focal sa tabi. YouTube dito sa mga tabi YouTube focal sa tabi chicken YouTube.
Wow, this is
Facebook focal sa tabi.
folks here. And this is too early for me. I need a coffee, somebody. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Asian American Senior Citizen Service Centers, I know it's a long name, okay? But if you don't learn it, there's a booth over there. Lots of good food there. All right, drinks. I'm deeply honored to welcome you to this historic unveiling of Santa Ana Chinatown Memorial, especially the plaque there. We gather here with humility, gratitude, and a shared sense of responsibility to remember a chapter of our city's history that must never be forgotten. I want to begin by recognizing our elders, I think most of them sitting over there, and then our community members, of course the elected officials, cultural organizations, advocates, historians, and all partners who helped make these moments possible. Your presence today reflects something powerful. That remembers matters. Truth matters. And community healing matters. Before there was this memorial, there was a living community here. Santa Ana's Chinese residents helped build this city. Through their labor, entrepreneur, and perseverance, they contribute to the growth of the region and help shape the civic and economic life of early Santa Ana. Even while facing the exclusion, prejudice, and hardship. We also stand here to speak honestly about the injustice. In 1906, city authorized deliberate ordered the destruction of Santa Ana's Chinatown, displacing Chinese residents and destroying homes, business, and sense of belonging. In 2022, the Santa Ana City Council unanimously adopted a resolution apologizing to Chinese immigrants and their descendants for this act of injustice and discrimination, which I really appreciate. Thank you much. Today's memorial gives the apology a visible and lasting place in public memory. This monument is more than stone and inscription. It is a promise. It tells future generations that the lives once rooted that matter. It honors the resilience of those who endure racism and displacement. And it affirms that their story belongs not at the margin of history, but at the center of our civil conscience. At AASCSC, we believe in caring for elders, uplifting families, and strengthening community across generations. This is why this moment is so meaningful to us. Our elders carry memories, and our young people carry the future. And when we bring them together in truth, dignity, and compassion, we create a stronger foundation for justice and belonging. I want to express sincere appreciation to the City of Santa Ana, the councils here, the Memorial Committee, historians, advocates, community leaders, and all supporters, which is you are standing here today, who work to help bring this memorial into being. Public remembrance does not happen by accident. It happened because people choose courage over silence and truth over forgetting. May this memorial stand as a place of reflection, education, and respect. May it remind us of the cost of hatred, the importance of historic accountability, and the enduring contribution of Chinese community in the Santa Ana. And may it inspire all of us to build a city where every community is seen, valued, and protected. Thank you for being here to witness this important moment in our shared history. It is my honor to share and also stand with you today in remembrance, in reconciliations, and in hope. Thank you.
Thank you for those words. Now I'd like to introduce Councilmember Benjamin Vasquez.
Good morning, good morning. Today we recognize the Chinese American community whose contributions help shape our history. This memorial preserves the important stories and ensures it remains part of Santa Ana's collective memory. The Santa Ana Chinatown Memorial stands as both a tribute and a teaching tool for future generations. I first learned of this story by reading an article in the OC Weekly written by Gustavo Arellano. Is Gustavo here?
Yes.
Mr. Arellano, raise your hand. Yes. And actually, one of our historians in Santa Ana, where me as a teacher took in his lessons and I read them. I applied them in my classroom. We've been teaching this since 2015, passing on children's books, comics, and paintings. I first started doing this, I passed on a lot of this history onto future teachers, Mike Rodriguez and Lynn Lee, who teach us in the people's history of Orange County. Is Lynn Lee here? And she teaches this and creates art pieces for our family. Being historians the historian that Gustavo was allowed our students also to preserve this history in their artwork and also become historians and empower them through that. Many of these stories are coming down through the work of Gustavo Arellano, so I want to give him applause to Gustavo. And thank you for being the historian that Santa Ana has needed for so many years. This contribution that we're doing today now is in Santa Ana classrooms in ethnic studies. Very important to continue our story. So I really appreciate the work of the ethnic studies group that included Chinatown, that stories who were in the classroom led to this monument. So I appreciate all the teachers, all the students who continued the work. Now, all Santa Ana residents and visitors will have an opportunity to learn about the history right here on the corner of 3rd and Bush as we outlook back facing Chinatown. As we unveil this memorial and our commitment to telling the story of our city, one that recognizes every community whose sacrifices and achievements help shape the Santa Ana we know today. Thank you.
Councilmember, thank you so much. Now, please welcome Councilmember Jesse Lopez.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Councilwoman Lopez, and Councilmember Vasquez touched a little bit about this. When I first got elected to the City Council, I did not know this history. Much like my own history, I wasn't aware of what had happened to the elders in my own community. And so I do want to thank the educators that are here present. I want to thank the journalists that are here that have helped preserve this history. I want to thank our historians. I see Dylan back there, who's also one of our commissioners, who sat down with me, and Manny Escamilla as well, and said, do you know that this happened in your city? And what does the city plan to do to help bring some sort of, I think, justice to a community that has, for a really long time, had not received any type of accountability. And that mattered because even though I was not around when this happened, I represent the city now. And so I think it has always been important to not ignore the wrongs and the injustices that have happened before, but to really confront them and say, how can we do better moving forward? Because we are a city that is so diverse, whether you're Vietnamese, whether you're a refugee, whether like me, you're a proud daughter of immigrants, whether your family has been here for generations, you have contributed to what the city is today. And I think that matters, and I hope that we get to hear from your perspective as well, because I know that you contributed to the work that we are all celebrating here today. And because history matters, and because it shapes who we are and how we approach our everyday life, this memorial helps us to tell a story that for too long was overlooked. The story of Santa Ana's Chinese American residents whose community was displaced and intentionally, maliciously destroyed. Today, we don't just honor their legacy and reaffirm our commitment to equity, inclusion, diversity, and dignity for all people in our city. Santa Ana has made it clear that we will stand by all communities that live in our city. We are a city that, as I said, is built by generations of diverse households, hardworking people who have contributed financially to our city, culturally to our city, and who have contributed block by block. Times have changed since the burning of Chinatown 120 years ago, but today we do embrace those who come here to make a better life for themselves, for their families, for their children, and to give back to a really beautiful place. So today we not only acknowledge the wrongdoings of the past, we also celebrate the future and what the future can be when we all stand united, when we all support each other, when we do not let divisive rhetoric come between the bonds that our communities have built, and when we always center what is most important, supporting people, uplifting people, and making sure that we always never forget that we never want the injustices of the past to be perpetuated again, and that we all, every single one of you that is here, you all have a responsibility to carry that and to honor that in your personal lives. And so again, I just want to thank the historians that took time to sit with me. I hope that we're able to hear from them, the journalists that have preserved this history, all of the educators, everybody that approached me when I was first elected in 2020 and said, do you know this? And I want to thank them for making me a better representative and for sharing that knowledge with me. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Councilmember. Now please welcome Councilmember Phil Becerra.
Thank you, Paul. As we celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, this memorial unveiling today reaffirms that Santa Ana is a city that values diversity, inclusion, and belonging for all. This is both a recognition of history and a celebration of community. The Chinese American pioneers who lived and worked here helped build Santa Ana during its earliest years. Yet their story was nearly lost. By creating this monument, we acknowledge the injustice that occurred and affirm our responsibility to preserve this history with honesty and respect. And I'm very honored to serve on a council that is as diverse as it ever could be. We have Latino representation. You're looking at the second ever Asian American that was elected to this council, and the third ever was Thai Viet Fan. First ever Filipino American, first ever Vietnamese American. And we came together and recognized the injustice that was done by our predecessors in the last century. And I appreciate that we all stood together unanimously in support of the resolution and the creation of this memorial. So as we celebrate AAPI Heritage Month, this monument reminds us of the strength and resilience of our Asian American and Pacific Islander communities. Recognizing the history of Chinese American communities, including the legacy commemorated by the Santa Ana Chinatown Memorial, helps ensure that future generations understand the full story of our shared history. We are the capital of Orange County, and it's a beautiful history to have. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Councilmember. Now please welcome our final speaker, Councilmember Jonathan Ryan Hernandez.
If I could please respectfully ask the committee that worked on this initiative to please come to the front, as well as the Lau family. If we could have the Lau family work their way up to the front, please. Thank you. All right. Before I can speak, I need to make sure that you can all see our community here. Can you see them loud and clear? All right, wonderful. Well, first and foremost, good morning. Today is a very important day for the city of Santa Ana. Today, Saturday, May 23rd, 2026, we are celebrating and commemorating a changing of Santa Ana's history. The Santa Ana Chinatown Memorial Monument tells the story of Santa Ana's historic Chinatown, and it acknowledges the importance of the Chinese American community in our early days of our city. I want to preface the highlighting that the early days highlights a very significant part of Santa Ana's development, but all of the history that has been continued forward by families like the Lau family, Mr. Wu, and the tremendous leaders that are here, is a reflection of why people like myself belong in Santa Ana. Because the Chinese families fought so that families of all backgrounds could exist here in this community that we all love and cherish so greatly. In 1906, the city of Santa Ana's Board of Trustees made the decision to use our local government as a weapon for violence. That violence saw over 800 people displaced, pushed into our riverbed. We saw the Chinese community excluded from American history. We saw legislation passed that targeted our Chinese families. And in Santa Ana, our council shamefully waged war on our Chinatown. The Chinatown was once strong right behind us here. And in that Chinatown, thanks to the historians, thanks to the Chinese community, thanks to journalists, we've been able to slowly learn more about that history. This memorial today represents an important act of historical truth-telling. We need to name injustices. And we need to make sure that racism has no place in Santa Ana. And emphatically, we need to make racists feel uncomfortable in our city, especially in local government. It reminds us that progress requires us to confront injustice and to do so honestly. Even when that history is painful, and even when that history shames our entire city. Acknowledging these difficult chapters of Santa Ana's history does not weaken us as a community. It demonstrates the courage, the accountability, and a commitment that Santa Ana is going to learn from its past. And we have, and we will continue to learn and demonstrate the city's growth. The destruction of Santa Ana's Chinatown in 1906 was an act of white supremacy. It was an act of racism and discrimination. And this was an act that harmed an entire community, and that harm still exists here today. Today, it is important that as we make this apology and we unveil this history, that we say clearly that those actions were wrong. And that those actions have no place in Santa Ana, they have no place in Orange County, they have no place in California, and they have no place in the United States. It is our responsibility as Americans to make sure that no one who lives in this country thinks that they can impose violence on another group of people, especially if they are migrants, especially if they are Asian, especially if they are Chinese. When we recognize this discrimination, the exclusion, and the hardships that these communities endured before us, we honor the people who persevered despite those challenges. The Santa Ana Chinatown Memorial helps preserve these stories and gives the future generations the opportunity to reflect on both the progress we've made and the work that still remains. I would like to pass the microphone to the Chinese community of Santa Ana, the community that I proudly represent, the community that gave my family its very first opportunity. Before my family could call themselves citizens, we lived off of 2nd and Baker Street. And our home market was the Santa Ana Food Market. And my great-grandparents who came here as braceros from San Juan de los Lagos, Jalisco, my grandfather Jose and my grandmother Carmen Atilano Lopez, lived on 2nd and Baker. It was through their brave journey to come to Santa Ana that I was able to eventually see my grandparents be brought here and my mother be born here. But it was the Lau family that fed generations of my Prieto and Hernandez family. It was the Lau family who purchased the homes on Walnut to house the very people who worked in that market. It was the Lau family that for generations made sure that we could afford our eggs and our meat and our milk and our chicken and all the fruits that were important and all the tomatillos that they needed so we could have the best salsas. It was the Lau family who built that bridge, and they did so with a brick and mortar grocery store. And it is with great pleasure to pass the microphone to you. If we could please put our hands together for the Lau family. Thank you. We have present 5 generations of them. So if perhaps we start with the elders and we work our way to the future.
Hello, my name is Louis Lau. I'm the oldest of the brothers. We came to Santa Ana in 1949. You know, I was just a little boy. And I went to high school here in Santa Ana. Santa Ana College also. So we've been here quite a while. So we, older brother just retired 2 years ago. And we served Santa Ana mostly to Latinos. So I think that's all I have to say. You want to say something else?
Good morning. My name is Guy Lau, and like my brother said, we've been serving the Santa Ana area since 1949. We ran the store until 2022 when we finally retired, and We still have the store. It's under the management of another corporation. But during this time, we service generations of customers, ranging from the white people to the colored community. As right now, we've been serving we have been serving the Hispanic trade when we left. But we did our best, and all our brothers, we all work mainly almost 24/7 as a family. But we appreciate you guys coming. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Wally Lau. I'm the youngest of the brothers. And I was a true Santa Ana resident, born actually in Santa Ana, California, at the Santa Ana Community Hospital. Now with the age right now, that has changed to convalescent hospital. Maybe I'll be going there later on in my life. But actually, working and living in Santa Ana all my life, I can see the changes in our community. It's all changed for the better. We all went to elementary school. I went to McKinley and Franklin. I went to Lathrop, Santa High School, Santa College, and we all worked. We all graduated from college. We all worked in the club. We are pleasure to serve the community of Santa Ana. I still remember the time we served communities from Asian to Hispanics to whites. I remember we had from filet mignon to lamb heads in our store. We had everything. We served everybody. And our family treated and respected everybody in our community. And my family, my father taught us to respect that. He says, hey, whatever you need to do, you have to respect the community. And nowadays that we retired, but we still support the city of Santa Ana. So we're here to support the burning, the monument of Santa Ana, and we're here to represent Santa Ana and our family here. So that's what I have to say, but in my life, we worked all our life to do our family and communities better. And in Spanish, my name is called Burro. I was a work animal of the family. So, hey, I'm proud to be part of the community, part to serve our family and our community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lynn Lee. I am a resident of Santa Ana, also an educator. I was brought into the community as an educator. I've lived in Santa Ana for over 30 years. And I did a lot of, thanks to Gustavo, research on Chinatown here, and was able to create a whole lesson on it. And so I teach it in all the classes. I'm spreading it out to all the schools. And it's really important for people to know that, you know, after the adoption of California as a state, the main form of labor here in this area in Orange County was Chinese. It was the Chinese laborers who came in, and as Penelosa had said, they dug the canals, they built the infrastructure for the railroads, and they established arable land here that then was the foundation for the now famous orange crops. And then they were the labor that picked the oranges for a very long time, until we had what was called the Chinese Must Go campaign that started in Northern California and San Francisco. And it swept all the way down through California, and then the Tacoma method, which was to burn down their Chinatown and ship out all the residents, not allowing them to rebuild, was adopted from all the Chinatowns here in California. The city council was not involved. It was mainly white vigilantes who burned them down, and then it was the city councils that got involved in not allowing Chinese to rebuild. This is the only Chinatown that was burned down with the order of a city council. A perfect example of institutional racism towards Chinese. And that whole era of ethnic cleansing, which swept across the United States, needs to be recognized. It pushed Chinese back to China, more than half of them. My great-great-grandfather, who was a part of the transcontinental railroad building, he came here in 1855.
Fully charged battery, fully charged. Unplugged charger.
I think there's one sentence in our U.S. history books in our U.S. history classes. I taught U.S. history for 20 years. and I had to embellish with all kinds of supplemental materials because it's not in our textbook. So this really needs to be recognized, not just for the contributions of Chinese, that have built this area, but also the Mexican labor that came in afterwards that have, as you can see, Santa Ana is mainly Mexican, right? All of those contributions have to be recognized and understood that this is part of the building of the United States. We need to recognize the Black community. We have the historic Little Texas in Santa Ana, where if you were a Black family and you came here between 1920 and 1968, you had only one place to live, and that was in Little Texas in Santa Ana. So all of that needs to be understood. And of course we have to recognize the Ahachime, who were here first, the tribe that was colonized. And so I can go on and on because of course I'm an ethnic studies teacher and U.S. history teacher, but all of this, thank you so much for giving me this platform to educate you on the history of the exclusion of Chinese here, and I'm so honored to be a part of this. It's really has been a long time coming, and thank you for doing this.
We also want to dedicate to someone who's not here with the Lau family, and that's Ken Lau.
Yes.
Now, also, Jonathan mentioned that the residents that were burned out here went by the river. Down by the river, we were welcomed by the Black community, who were not allowed down here either. And because of that, it's Connie Jones, who was one of the early people that helped me out. Bobby McDonald from the Black Chamber there, who will be doing a big celebration coming up to bring us all together. And also Annie Lee's here doing the archive at Chapman University, telling our stories and collecting them, so you should see her. Jack Tuong is from the Asian American Museum, where we're hoping our stories will continue to grow. Also, our friend here from the Bowers Museum, or he has exhibits. If you haven't gone there, you should go there and see that. And it's all due because, again, we may not be a perfect city with that issue, we haven't, but we deal with it. And that's thanks to our councilman here and the councilman there. I really appreciate what you're doing and our city staff who put this all together. And I just want to thank you all for coming as well. And Gordon Holmes here from the California Southern Historical Society, Chinese American Historical Society. So we're well represented here, even with the president of Japanese American Citizen, too. Right. And then Jennifer Wong, of course, our only nonprofit here that represents the Chinese community. And we're going to grow if you help us out.
Yay. Yay.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning. Morning.
My name is Jennifer Wang. I'm the Executive Director of the Asian American Senior Citizen Service Center. This organization actually started in 1989. We started in Santa Ana, and we're going to continue to be in Santa Ana. I want to thank every single person here. I want to thank you as an individual, but thank you as agencies. Thank you as a community. Because I see a face of people I call, most of you guys, every day, every week, and thank you so much for always picking up my calls, answering my emails, and making today happen. It is a historical moment. And I want to thank our elders. Our elders, they are our memories, and they will continue to share their knowledge, share their experience, and I really want to make sure that we pay respect to them. After this, I ask every one of you to please go to our elders, go to our Lau family, introduce yourself. And one thing I also want to add, we started more than almost 40 years ago with the philosophy to care for elders and children as of their own. This philosophy is enduring. This philosophy will continue for generations. And again, I want to thank everybody here for being here. Thank you.
Big thank you to the Lau family and to all of our representatives. And Councilmember Fan, thank you for your leadership. An honor to work with you on this, madam. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for being here. So right now, in a few minutes, couple minutes, we're going to do the unveiling, and we'll invite everyone to come over. As you can see, the memorial's behind us. I'll have our city council members go over by the memorial, and everyone can gather around here on the sidewalk. But while we clear the flags, we're going to have one more performance, a lion dance, before we do this. Thank you.
You graduated. That was what, 2 years for you?
Đây là lễ khánh thành đài brother, hello hello hello. YouTube 포글레 사드린 지금 이게 YouTube 포글레 사드린 상하이 Facebook 포글레 사드린 cảm ơn anh quốc thái của Hồng Huyền California có kênh người ta trang của chỗ này Facebook phố Calibo Satellite. Cảm ơn chị Mai Lý Yuri nhiều tại trang Facebook này. Cảm ơn bác sĩ Kinh Sơn Nguyễn Hữu Dũng. Facebook phố cái lời cho tôi Facebook lấy lòng tặng cho bà con Facebook phố cái lời chúng tôi đi đến thẳng là rất là cái này đó là chương trình biểu diễn múa lân chị Đinh của em tìm được tới như tất cả mua chỗ này. Cảm ơn theo mình Trần Khôi lúc còn trái xanh này đi sang như tất cả mua chỗ này. Cảm ơn bác sĩ Kinh Sơn Nguyễn Hữu Dũng là chị Khanh Phan Thanh Trúc kia tại nhà của mua chỗ này. Đó là lân nhiều tại nhà mua chỗ này. Cảm ơn chị Minh Tăng nhiều giúp đỡ đâu này. Đây là lễ khánh thành thành phố Satana làm cái đài tưởng niệm xin lỗi cộng đồng China và còn tại xưa đốt hội đồng thành phố với Satana đốt cái Chinatown. Đây là biểu tượng giống như là xin lỗi. Facebook phố cái đường này, tôi đi lên tập này. Cảm ơn chị Mai Lê Yuri nhiều tại chào một số này. Là chị Nghị Duyên thấy Việt Nam người Việt Nam không bà con? Bây giờ chuẩn bị ra ngoài bây giờ bắt đầu chuẩn bị ra ngoài đài tưởng niệm đài này là tượng đài bà con, giống như tượng đài này là xin lỗi thành phố Santana xin lỗi cộng đồng người di dân, tại vì hồi xưa ở đây là Chinatown không bà con, ở trước mặt mình hồi xưa là khu này là Chinatown, nhưng mà thành phố Santana đã đốt bà con. Facebook không có đều sao YouTube đi rồi sao YouTube người Việt YouTube người Việt số 9 YouTube không có lưu sao TV Facebook.
Ready? Raise it or something. Yeah, really go. We're gonna take it backwards. Take it back. Pull it up.
There we go.
We're ready?
Okay.
Everyone in position. Photographers ready. All right, okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Khánh Thành đang ngồi đó. Đó là
Let's get some photos, everyone.
Facebook có cái sao TV YouTube đi rồi sao cái YouTube người Việt cái YouTube người Việt cái TV số 9 YouTube có cái sao TV số 99 YouTube
We'll have everyone come up here, so everyone can come up and walk through the path and take photos and see it. You want to do another photo with something with you guys?
Facebook có cái sao TV đó là nguyên cái đài tưởng niệm bằng thao bằng đồng mà con, bằng đồng đó mà con. Đây là đài tưởng niệm giống như là xin lỗi.
Members of the Lau family, you can come over here as well for photos.
Yeah.
We'll do a lot of group photos with our council members here.
People want to join us? Jack.
Trên cái biểu tượng này giống như tượng đài bà con. Cảm ơn anh Quốc Thái chị Hoa Hồng Hiền của California Karaoke nhiều tài trợ của số này. Cảm ơn anh nhạc sĩ Thần, chị Mỹ Linh nhiều tài trợ của số này. Cảm ơn cô An Nguyễn Kim Mỹ Duyên nhiều tài trợ của số này.
Photographers, we can have you guys back up just here a little bit. Thank you. Yes, keep the path clear so everyone can see and everyone can get photos, please.
Okay, 1, 2, and 3.
Bữa nay là ngày 23 tháng 5 2026 năm Cali. Đây là thành phố Santa Ana.
Okay. Okay, good.
Okay, thank you all so much. Everyone, please, you're invited to come and take photos. Walk along the path there in front, maybe avoid the rocks here. You can just walk along the path and everyone can go through and see the memorial. Just follow the sign.
Giống như là tượng đài bà con. Giống như là tượng đài. Này giống như là tượng đài bằng thao mà con. Ngay góc đường bus đường số 3. Đó, con thấy không? Trên tượng đài thì hai bên có hai con rồng nha bà con. Đó. Thì trên cái tượng đài có ghi những cái chữ này. Có ghi những cái chữ này nha bà con. Đây là trên tượng đài đã ghi những cái chữ này, Đó, thấy. Trên tượng đài là ghi những cái này, một con thấy. 1800 là người Tàu, người Hoa đã có ở đây 100 người, 200 người đó bà con. Ghê chưa? Ở người di cư nè bà con. 1800 là có 200 người di cư rồi đó. Là cộng đồng người Hoa là 1800 bà con. Là có 200 người di cư qua Santa Ana, là chỗ location là chỗ Santa Ana, là location là chỗ đường bus là đường số 3 bà con. Chỗ là gần City Hall nè. 800, sau đó 800 người, ở sống ở đây nè bà con. Ghê chưa? Rồi cái 1860 là người Trung Quốc, là người Hoa là đã làm việc ở đây nè. Có làm đường xe lửa rồi nè bà con thấy không? Có shop, rồi có warehouse, rồi có trồng rau cải, rồi có đủ thứ bà con. Bà con thấy tháng 5, 25 tháng 5 1906 là thành phố ra cái dự lực nè, bên đao đốt cái thành phố, đốt cái Chinatown luôn. Nghe chưa? Là tháng 5, 25 tháng 5 1906 là thành phố ra cái dự lực là đốt cái Chinatown. Đó, còn đốt cái Chinatown còn không? Giờ cái năm 17 tháng 5 2022 thành phố Santa Ana nghị viên là đồng ý lại là xin lỗi người Hoa, mà có không? Người Hoa. Rồi cái tôi đây là người Hoa. Mà con thấy không, bữa nay visit quá trời luôn mà con thấy không? Thì bữa nay nó tóm là cái tượng đài, là trên đây là cái biểu tượng đài Chinatown ở dưới Santa Ana nè. Có những cái này nè mà con thấy không? Thì ở đây có những cái hình.
Okay, just like that. There we go.
Những cái hình mà con thấy không?
Excuse me, I'm gonna need all this place.
Đó là những cái hình trên cái tượng đài của Chinatown nè, ở Santa Ana các bạn. Facebook có rồi sao vậy? YouTube đi rồi sao cái này?
Can I point it? There we go.
Đây là người Lào. Rồi, thì chương trình là chấm dứt đây các bạn con. Thì nó tóm lại bữa nay là ngày 23 tháng 5 2026 năm Cali. Facebook không có được xử lý. YouTube lý rồi sòn Cali, YouTube người Việt Cali đó là chỗ bên đó là chỗ là Chinatown xưa mà con. Location là Chinatown đó mà con. Mà bị đốt Facebook không có được xử lý. YouTube lý rồi sòn Cali thì bây giờ người ta chụp hình làm kỷ niệm thôi. Thì đây là bằng thao mà con, bằng sắt mà bằng thao. Thì ngay chỗ đường bus đường số 3 thì nó tóm lại là vậy các bạn. Thì có gì bà con họ Facebook phố cái TV, YouTube lý do sòng TV, YouTube lý do sòng TV chính, YouTube người Việt TV, YouTube người Việt TV chính, YouTube phố cái TV, YouTube phố cái TV chính, YouTube phố cái TV số 22, YouTube phố cái TV chính, YouTube phố cái TV số 5, YouTube phố cái TV số 8. Cảm ơn hết mạnh thường quân đã tài trợ phóng sự bữa nay. Đó là kỷ niệm bữa nay là ngày kỷ niệm Khánh Thành nè mọi người. Tượng đài này là tượng đài giống như là thành phố Santa Ana xin lỗi cộng đồng người Hoa tại vì đốt cháy cái Chinatown đây mọi người. Rồi, cảm ơn chị Mali từ miền Mali Yuri nhiều tài trợ phóng sự bữa nay. Cảm ơn Anthony Kosola dưới xây nhiều tài trợ phóng sự bữa nay. Cảm ơn hệ thống cây Lucky nhiều tài trợ cùng phóng sự bữa nay. Cảm ơn anh Quốc Thái và chị Hồng Ngọc Hiền của California Karaoke nhiều tài trợ cùng phóng sự bữa nay. Cảm ơn bạn Facebook Thái Thị Hằng Nga nhiều tài trợ cùng phóng sự bữa nay. Bạn Thái Thị Hằng Nga thì giống như là giúp bà con ở hải ngoại làm từ thiện theo cầu, hoặc là bà con nào cần mua hàng sách tay đó liên lạc Facebook Thái Thị Hằng Nga. Cảm ơn Jimmy Tân nhiều giúp đỡ em lâu nay. Cảm ơn anh ca sĩ Khanh Châu và chị Mimi nhiều giúp đỡ em lâu nay. Cảm ơn anh Tony Kosola dưới xây nhiều tài trợ phóng sự này. Thì chương trình bây giờ chấm dứt các bà con. Thì chúc mừng cộng đồng người Hoa tại Nam Cali. Thì bây giờ chương trình chấm dứt rồi. Thì nói tóm là vậy đi. Thì Facebook phố cái đuôi TV bà con. Cảm ơn hết bà con đã tài trợ cuộc phóng sự bữa nay. Congratulations. Congratulations.
You live in Chinatown.
Yeah, Chinatown, Santana.
Chinatown, Los Angeles.
No, right now Chinatown here, Santana.
Chinatown, Santana.
Yeah, right now Chinatown in Santana. Yeah.
I gotta have you and I together.
You say something China? Speak China?
Oh, hi.
You talk China?
Chinese Historical Society of Southern California. Welcome to the city of Santa Ana's Chinatown Memorial.
China.
Có Trung文. Welcome.
No, China. Forgot, huh? Đó là người China mà quên tiếng China mà con.
Không thích講啊，
唔識講乜嘢啊？
你識講好多中文。歡迎大家，今日係 City of Santa Ana，係 Chinatown Memorial in apology for the burning in 1903. This is a great day to celebrate and the recognition of the Chinese contribution to the American history.
How you feel today?
I feel wonderful.
Why?
I was here 1 year ago and they were talking about Chinatown, Santa Ana, and finally today is the big day that they reveal the apology and a beautiful memorial, the beautiful plaque. Please come and visit.
You want to say something with the council or mayor Santa Ana?
What?
You want to say something with council or mayor of city Santa Ana? Council.
Well, I think Gordon knows. I think they did a beautiful job in all the work, getting the recognition, and finally having this big day in Santa Ana for the Chinatown community and all the families that built Chinatown.
What are you wishing for the future?
Oh, I wish for the future that the city of Santa Ana would be like an extension of all Chinese Chinatown throughout the United States, to prosper, to grow, and to still reflect our history in the American history.
What's your name, please?
I'm Anita Lee from the Chinese Historical Society of Southern California, CACA for the Chinese American Citizens Alliance of Los Angeles, and the Chinese American Museum of Los Angeles.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye bye. Thank you. Đó là nhân vật tới tham dự bữa nay, một chương trình tới tham dự bữa nay. Đó là bây giờ nhiều người ta thích chụp hình làm kỷ niệm mà con. Người ta thích chụp hình làm kỷ niệm cái biểu tượng này là tượng đài của thành phố Santa Ana, giống như là xin lỗi các bà con. Bữa nay là ngày 23. Bữa nay ngày 23 tháng 5 2026 năm Cali mà con. Facebook có cái lời sao đi. YouTube đi soạn Cali TV, YouTube đi soạn Cali TV số 90 số 9 và YouTube có cái lời sao TV số 99. Facebook có cái lời sao TV. Thì chương trình là bây giờ có bà cụ đang chụp hình rồi con. Rồi, thì chương trình là vậy đấy nha bà con. Thì chương trình đây là chấm dứt thì vậy đi. Facebook không có được sao TV các bạn. YouTube đi là soạn Cali TV, YouTube Nguoi Cali TV, YouTube Nguoi Cali TV số 9. Facebook không có được sao TV. Thì đây là ngay góc đường bus đường số 3 nha bà con. Thì bà con rất là thích chụp hình. Thì cảm ơn hết mạnh thường quân đã tài trợ phóng sự này. Cảm ơn Tony cô sẽ lại dưới xe nhiều tài trợ phóng sự này. Đó này là người Hoa một. Rồi, đó là khánh thành tượng đài tượng đài ở cộng đồng người Hoa. Cảm ơn xin lỗi các bạn. Này là xin lỗi cộng đồng người Hoa đã đốt cháy cái Chinatown hồi xưa. Rồi, chương trình em là vậy chấm dứt các bạn. Có gì bà con ủng hộ Facebook có cái lưu sao TV, YouTube lý soạn Cali TV, YouTube Nguoi Cali TV, YouTube Nguoi Cali TV số 9. Facebook có cái lưu sao TV. Thì cảm ơn anh chị Miley tìm nhận Miley Yuri nhiều tài trợ phóng sự này. Cảm ơn Tony Kosola USA nhiều tài trợ phóng sự này. Cảm ơn Quốc Thái chị Quang Hồng Ngọc Hiền California California nhiều tài trợ phóng sự này. Thì đó là chương trình em chấm dứt một. Facebook có cái lưu sao TV, YouTube lý soạn Cali TV số 9. Cảm ơn chị Kim Kiến núi Di Đông nhiều tài trợ phóng sự này. Cảm ơn chị Cathy Thanh Lý nhiều tài trợ phóng sự này. Facebook có cái lưu sao TV, YouTube lý soạn Cali TV, YouTube Nguoi Cali TV. Can you say something in Chinese? How you feel today? Can you say something in Chinese? How you feel today?
真的很棒，谢谢你，今天大家来参加我们今天这个中国城的那个就是它的牌子的那个就是揭幕典礼。那这个是100多年前，就是整个城市就是被烧掉了，但是今天这个 Santa Ana City 的市政府他们决定把这个记忆带回来，我觉得这是一件很棒的事情。那很高兴今天大家都能来参加我们的活动。那今天我们这边有很多老人来这边，所以真的都是一个大家都会感觉到这是一个很需要也很必要的，让我们的所有的人知道说这个种族的事情是对美国是重要的。谢谢。
How about in English?
Oh, okay. For this event, I really appreciate everybody here. This is, 100 years ago, Chinatown was burned down.
And then we're here just to see the unveiling, to see the project of Santana City. And I appreciate the city of Santana doing such a good job to understand the importance of the diversity and everybody. Thank you.
Is it your mom?
No, this is just one of our senior elders. Yeah, she's very important. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, congratulations. Yeah, have a nice day. Yeah. Đó là người China mà thì người ta xuống người ta ăn mừng bữa nay là khánh thành cái bản là này là bản xác bằng mật thao mà con, hai bên có hai con rồng. Thì đó là đài tưởng niệm giống như thành phố Santana xin lỗi không? Tại vì quá khứ thành phố Santana đã đốt cháy cái City Hall, đốt cháy cái Chinatown mà con. Hồi đó sau lưng mình là trước mặt mình là Chinatown hồi xưa mà con. Hồi xưa đó, trước mặt mình là Chinatown mà con, nhưng mà thành phố Santana hồi xưa là đốt cháy mà con. Thì sau đó cái dư lực nó sẽ quay lại thì nghị viên thì đồng ý xin lỗi. Thì nó tóm lại đây là tượng đài giống như đài tưởng niệm là xin lỗi các bà con. Đây là bà cụ đi rất là lớn tuổi các bà con, nhưng mà bà cụ thì đi bữa nay đi tham dự đó là tiệc mừng của thành phố Santana bà con, của cộng đồng người Hoa. Chúc mừng cộng đồng người Hoa. Chương trình này chấm dứt, bà con gì bà con ủng hộ một con Facebook khố của Lưu TV, YouTube Lý Lưu Sòn, YouTube Người Việt TV, YouTube Người Việt TV số 9, YouTube Phố Cali TV số 99, YouTube Phố Cali TV số 22, YouTube Phố Cali TV số 9, YouTube Lý Lưu Sòn Cali TV, Facebook Phố Cali TV. Rồi, chương trình này em vậy chấm dứt của bà con. Có gì bà con nhớ bấm like, share, đăng ký kênh ủng hộ bà con. Thank you, bye bye bà con nha, chúc bà con khỏe ạ. Cảm ơn anh ca sĩ Đỗ Thanh Tấn nhiều giúp đỡ đâu này. Cảm ơn Jimmy Tân nhiều giúp đỡ đâu này. Cảm ơn chị Rose Hồng nhiều giúp đỡ đâu này. Cảm ơn chị ca sĩ Rose Nguyễn Đoan Hồng, Mami ca sĩ Cát Ly nhiều giúp đỡ đâu này. Cảm ơn thiền sư đại lão thiền sư Vũ Công Lý nhiều giúp đỡ đâu này. Facebook Phố Cali TV, YouTube Lý Đô Sòn Cali TV, YouTube Lý Đô Sòn Cali TV số 9, Facebook Phố Cali TV số 99, YouTube Phố Cali TV số 22, YouTube Phố Cali TV số 9, YouTube Người Việt TV, YouTube Người Việt TV số 9, Facebook Phố Cali TV. Là rồi, chương trình em chấm dứt các bà con. Cảm ơn bà con đã ủng hộ em. Mến chào bà con nha. Bây giờ em chấm dứt cho đây. Cảm ơn anh bác sĩ chính sư Nguyễn Dũng và chị ca sĩ Mai Thanh Trúc nhiều tài trợ cùng phóng sự bên này. Bà con nào cần về chấn thương tai nạn xe cộ đó liên lạc văn phòng của anh bác sĩ chấn thương Nguyễn Dũng là đối diện tòa thị trấn thành phố Westminster bà con. Vô là cái vô cái bằng là Facebook của chị ca sĩ Mai Thanh Trúc thì sẽ biết thêm chi tiết các bà con. Cảm ơn anh Andy và chị Đề Linh của Andy Auto Center nhiều tài trợ cùng phóng sự bên này. Anh Andy và chị Đề Linh rất là nổi tiếng về sửa xe, các dịch vụ xe cộ bà con. Cảm ơn bạn Facebook Thái Thiên Nga nhiều tài trợ của phóng sự bên này. Bạn Thái Thiên Nga thì nổi tiếng về giúp bà con ở ngoài làm từ thiện theo cầu bà con, cũng như là địa ốc nổi tiếng ở Việt Nam. Thì hai lý là bán hàng online bà con. Facebook Phố Cali TV, YouTube Lý Đô Sòn Cali TV, YouTube Người Việt TV, Facebook Phố Cali TV. Chương trình em tới đây chấm dứt. Có gì bà con cảm ơn hết bà con đã ủng hộ. Thank you. Dạ bye bye bà con nha. Thành phố Santana này nghe nói lịch sử đó, thành phố Santana này cũng người Việt Nam mình tới đầu tiên không bà con, chứ không phải Lý Lưu Sài Gòn là chỉ sau thôi. Thành phố Santana này là người Việt Nam mình cũng tới đầu tiên, tại vì theo cái cuốn lịch sử của chú Dung Nguyên ghi á là cộng đồng Việt Nam mình cũng tới Santana này là đầu tiên. Santana này là mấy trăm năm dữ lắm mà con, xưa cũ lắm mà con. Có nguyên cái thành phố rất là cổ kính mà con. Bà con thấy thành phố thành phố rất là cổ kính. Đây là chỉ là một phần thôi bà con, còn nó đằng kia còn nhiều cái lâu đài rất là to lớn mà con. Thì thôi chương trình em tới đây chấm dứt thôi. Có gì bà con ủng hộ. Mến chào bà con, chúc bà con mạnh khỏe. Rồi thôi bye bye bà con nha. Rồi xin chúc mừng bà con nha. Rồi thôi em xin chấm dứt chương trình của em clip em ở đây các bạn. Có gì bà con ủng hộ. Rồi thôi, Facebook phố cái lưu Sa TV, YouTube lý sòn Cali TV, YouTube lý sòn Cali TV số 9, YouTube phố cái lưu Sa TV số 99, YouTube phố cái lưu Sa TV số phố cái lưu Sa TV số 22, YouTube phố cái lưu Sa TV số 5, YouTube phố cái lưu Sa TV số 8, YouTube phố cái lưu Sa TV số 22. Rồi chương trình em về chấm dứt các bạn. Thank you. Thôi xin chào bà con, bán chào bà con nha. Đây là dịch sự kiện của thành phố tổ chức các bạn. Tất cả là bây giờ bà con đã chụp hình. Chụp hình. Anh ơi, anh Việt Nam xin hỏi câu được không anh? Anh nổi tiếng quá. Nghe nói anh là anh nhân vật nổi tiếng trong đời Việt Nam mà nổi tiếng trong Santana mà muốn hỏi anh không muốn lên. Anh là nhân vật nổi tiếng của manager City Santana mà con. Nhân vật chắc là nổi tiếng nhưng mà hỏi anh thì anh không muốn lên đài. Anh đó đó. Phụ tá của CD manager mà con. Người Việt Nam á, nghị viên cũng chị em gì Thái Việt Khang cũng là người Việt Nam luôn. Nhưng mà hỏi ảnh muốn hỏi anh một hai câu thì anh không muốn trả lời. Thôi chương trình là chấm dứt nha. Bây giờ con bấm like share đăng ký kênh ủng hộ bà con. Thank you, bye bye nha. Bữa nay là ngày 23 tháng 5 2026 năm Cali. Thì em like trực tiếp ở trên Facebook và YouTube đó bà con. Rồi bye bye con, bà con chúc bà con mạnh khỏe. Thank you.